All right, boys and girls. Just gonna make a video on drills. Today this is just playing around, but we are gonna do 50 big blinds, 3-bet pots, everyone's favorite. Um, so the hijack. So the big blind is 3-betting, which is always like very polarized, right? Very strong and very um not so strong. As you can see, the hands for value like tens and jacks, nines, queens, kings, and the aces all seem great. Ace, king, ace, queen. You don't see ace, jack, ace, 10, ace, 9. A lot of these would be just flats from the big blind. Queen Jack is the same, but you also see some sporadic Jack 7 that would 3-bet, Jack 7 suited, 10-7, some 9-6, some 6-5, even some offsuit 9s. Definitely a lot of Ace X and King X, which makes a lot of sense. I use these when I do 3-bet from the big blind versus a late position open. Even some queen 9 off, even 10-9 off, it's not bad. So you do see a bunch of strong hands and garbagey hands, and that's a great strategy. People get very nervous when the big blind 3-bets. Now the hijacks, if we go through the button's worst V pips are 8s and 5s, so this would be 9s and 6s. So tens, offsuit tens and suited sevens. So sure, he's got some king 7, ace 7, stuff like that. But would he defend that to a 3-bet? Nah, no. I mean, this is kind of what he's defending. A lot of suited ace. You're gonna see a lot more suited hands than these offsuits. Some maybe these offsuit hands might. Well, to be honest, you do have. I keep thinking I'm making a mistake. You do have position, so you can flat some of these. Actually, I'm thinking small blind for a second. You're going to have position. So let's go through the hand here on a 3-4-7 board. Like right away, don't just click and just I think that's what a lot of people just default to right away. It's like their default sizing and just start to understand the ranges. You have to know, okay, like right now hijack, like is this board good for him? Like he shouldn't really have like 3s and 4s in his range. I don't think at 50 big, like if he was deeper maybe he could set mine, but it's really not supposed to be set mining with those little baby pocket pairs. Could he have pocket 7s? Yeah. But other than that, maybe yeah, some pocket 8s, some pocket 9s, some high cards, the Broadways, stuff like that. I think we can just do like a range bet here. Saying I just showed you our range, like we have the 8s and 9s and 10s and a lot of those things. So I think we can just bet. Um, the 3 really is a brick, right, for both of us, because it really, unless it's like ace 3 suited, which just actually be less combinations because that 3 just came out, but it's kind of a brick. I don't Now, if I had like an ace 9 or something, maybe you can say I can check here. But this is where people, I think, just okay. Sometimes you have to find spots where like you're gonna just have to bet, right? Now, of course, if a club popped off, it would make it easier to bet. You'd have more equity. But we have no equity. We have to continue betting. The 2 comes off. I mean, this guy has not raised once, right? He has not raised one time. So he could. I would think maybe like a garbage like diamond draw would maybe raise. Um, so interesting. If this guy does have like king 7 suited or something, can we get him off top pair? No, but we played it excellent. So, not bad on our first try. He did have pocket kings and basically just let us, was smart of him not to, jam that. He got maximum value. And yeah, beautifully played. Like, what am I going to do? He beautifully played that. Next hand. Oh my god, I gotta use the bathroom. This is crazy. Hold on, give me a second, boys. This is crazy. I gotta use the bathroom. every time. Whew. Sorry, I didn't know how to stop. I couldn't stop the computer. All right, now we are just doing a big blind, big bet here. Big bet on an ace jack 4 board. He's using a bigger size because it's a double Broadway board. He definitely has more aces and he has more jacks. So the question is, do we call or jam? I think we want to keep in his, king queen. It's king queen O and diamond draws and stuff like that. We want to keep his bluffs in, basically. And we have a pretty strong hand. Don't think there's a reason. Now, I mean, you have to call this, right? I mean, he could be doing this with the king of diamonds. I mean, I think we have the queen kind of block some straights. I think we just have to call and hope for the best. And he has ace king, and what can we learn from this? That's basically what we should be like trying to figure out here. So big blind uses big bet on an ace jack 4 board. Looks so he's just straight going for value, charging diamond draws, charging a jack a lot, and basically going to clean house against ace queen. So yeah, I mean, there's not much you can do here. I guess it won't let me fold because it's just not an option. Now, I mean, this is like getting a little out of here, but it's just like I'm trying to do theory based. But if you know the guy is just incapable of bluffing, I guess you can fold this. But I mean, then I beg to ask the question: if you aren't calling top pair, really really good kicker here, just because you're afraid of a flush draw, what are you calling with? So you're just calling with a flush draw with a flush. I mean, a set of jacks, would you call? You know what I mean? This is pretty high up in your range. This isn't just like jack 8. Jack 8 of clubs or something. This is pretty good. So you got to go with this, guys. Don't be afraid, man. Excellent. 3 hands in a row. That's what we want to do. The more you do this, the better you will get, and the more like confidence is going to grow off you, and it's just repetition. Poker's repetition. Everybody wants instant results. Everybody wants to be the greatest. I get it, dude. That's how I want to, but that's just not how life works. So let's just keep getting these right, man. Big blind again. What did we just say? On double Broadway boards, they like to use big sizings, right? So we're what would we call this? We are kind of seeing a trend. That's kind of what GTO is. It's not about like memorizing frequencies and all that. It's not about that. It's about noticing like patterns and stuff. Here again, gonna let those queen jacks and the ace queens of the world Nine eights. There's so many hands this big blind could have, and we cover the board so much. We block tens, we block kings. I don't think a jam is just kind of like making it real easy for the big blind to play. We jam, he's just going to fold out like 10x and even like some other king x. So I think the plan's to call. Now here's interesting because we could get the money in on the river here no matter what. This could be a mistake. Yeah, I knew it. I even said it. So no, if you get a mistake, it's fine. Here we are going to jam though, and yeah, basically, I just sometimes I get a little greedy on the turn if you want to go back on that. Like, so we cover the board so much. Like I said, big bets. Usually in the, I didn't even see what the guy had to be honest, but usually big bets. They try to go for value, but it's a double Broadway board. Definitely very good card for him to keep barreling on, even though I have King 10. I did want to go for a small bet here, but you don't have to. Again, we have the board locked up really good here, so I guess we just check. And at the end, we will jam. And he had ace queen. Yeah, I think I even said that in the beginning of the hand. Keep the ace queens in the world and keep them in the hand, and that's what we did. So using a theory of like the last couple hands, the big blind seemed to like to use big bets when they had value and bluffs, which is smart. So like, what are we doing here then on a 4-deuce-10 board? Are we just betting small for range, or are we going to bet like big for value? Try to get, pocket nines, pocket eights, anything like, king, queen, backdoor diamonds, stuff like that. I'm just trying to think of hands off the top of my head. Maybe it does like the big sizing, right? We've been going over this. It kind of puts us in a weird spot here because I think, he should have like more flushes in no sense. Like he should be defending more like suited cards and offsuit cards. But he does have position. We are going to give him that. He has position. So I think we just jam, and it's another perfect hand. We don't. It's ace queen. Um, I just think there is no other play there. It's pretty simple because you just check, and then another club comes off. Then we check lose, or we miss value on our 10. There's a lot of things that I don't like there. So again, this time a small range bet. Different type of board. 3, 6, 7, all clubs. Right. So it's a different type of board. Let's think of hands that should be betting, like, it's pocket eights, pocket. Well, those don't necessarily have to bet. Those could, honestly, I just think he's betting the bet. I don't know. I'm trying to think, is this a raise? I don't know if I'd want to raise this hand, though. Because, again, we block so much. I guess we just check call. Usually on the turn, if you're gonna bet, it's usually oh, no, they want the small size. So, hey, I can't be perfect every time. So I still think we jam. That's where I think people just miss value. They get really nervous on the river, and they just don't tend to go. They don't jam. They don't value bet. Is this even a check raise? It can be, right? I mean, I see it, and then what? Just jam on the turn. Probably better to just do that. Yeah, excellent. See, yeah, the check call is kind of like I'm thinking about it right now. This is why drilling is great, guys. This is why it's great. Another option is just to put tons of pressure on him and charges ace X of clubs if he has that, or king X of clubs. And now, put that really in a tough spot now. And yeah, king, queen, offsuit, king of clubs makes that king very hard, right? Once you check raise. But if you call like I did initially, it kind of makes it easy for that king, queen to play with that. So in poker, you want to make it really miserable for your opponent. You want them to be sweating. You know what I mean? I want to just make it easy, like going all in, make it easy folds and stuff like that. We want to make it hard for them. So on a 8-8-9 board, another little small range bet here. Does he have pocket tens? Does he have jacks? Yes, he does. Can he have some king 8 suited, ace 8 suited? Yes, he does. And he's even got some offsuit like 9x. He's got a lot of stuff here. Again, this is another one where we could raise or just call. I'm going to say just call because he's well 710 gets there, but that's just I mean, yeah, I think he does have some 710 to be honest, like suited, but that's just can't be too yeah, he does, but we're not going to be super nervous about that. I just don't know if like yeah, they just want you to jam because it's going to get super spooky. Ace 10 uh ace 10 offsuit, so these are the spots that just I mean, is it better to check raise? No. So the check raise they don't like, which I didn't think that's why I didn't pick it. It just didn't make sense. Kind of know when you should check raise after you do them so many times. And it does make this board scary with the 6 cuz then any 10, any 7, any 5, there's so many bad cards. So to be honest, yes, we are wrong. Should just jam and his ace 10 did call. That's a very good thing for us. So, kind of played that a little botchy, you know. I'd probably like to mark that and go over that, see if that's really how you get better. Is like pinpoint your mistakes and go over them. Big blind versus hijack on a king 9 deuce board. We have the 9 of clubs, backdoor extra equity. We blocked the board pretty hard. Again, we went over this in the beginning. Maybe big blind likes to go for just straight value instead. You know, just big bet. But it says not really, right? It does, but it actually since you probably have the board so locked up, it's going to rather you do the smaller bet. So as we can see, there are some big bets, and King 9-0 is in there. I just don't know if my combo is in there. I guess we should check. Gus to be right. King 9. King. Am I retarded? Yeah. But it wouldn't be. It seems like they use it. It's not. It wouldn't be. So it would be a smaller bet, which I get it. We were just trying to go through the patterns of big bet, like value. But maybe since we have like top 2 pair, it's just you know try to milk them almost. Yeah, they just prefer the smaller bet. It's not wrong if you bet big. It's not. There isn't really a wrong answer here, to be honest. It's a mixed frequency. So, yeah, these boards are very tricky. Don't get too think right now what you have. Like, what do I have, man? I have a marginal hand, right? I have a 10 with the best kicker you can have. But I mean, the board is really like I'm gonna check call this once. But now it's interesting. No, you can't. Oh, they just want you to check. See, and that's why I don't like it sometimes, guys. Because I think you just have to fold now, and then you lose to 9-6, right? So sometimes I can't agree with this, but I it's all right. The check call. I personally would just try to bet here, man. I would. Maybe that's just me being biased in the low stakes. I get the whole check, but now we check and just lose the 30 big blind pot. And it's how do I even call this? It's so polarized. It's basically saying exactly what he has, right? I think he's got like 9-6 of diamonds, so he's basically saying like I have the ace or whatever of clubs, I have the flush, or I have 9-6 of diamonds, and that makes it really hard for 2 pair for me to call. And yeah, we fold and end up losing that. So and then it's excellent. So sometimes we don't always agree with you, DTO, GTO, but I get it. On a 9-7-4 board, I wouldn't be surprised if they wouldn't mind a big set, but big size. But I think we could just bet range. See, king highs are different than queen highs, so it's like sometimes you can check these, and maybe you do just check fold here. I mean, what are we really hoping for? Like a king or a 10, right? I mean, that's what we're hoping for, but that's still have 35 big blinds, live to fight another day. Queen 9, he had us beat. Sometimes you just got to know when you're beat. You don't always have to double barrel and triple barrel. Sometimes you can just do it one time and you just know that you're beat. And again, just keep drilling yourself in these situations. And yeah, I mean, top pair, okay kicker on a really. I wonder. Yeah, we could probably check this board. I still don't think any value in betting, and it's very, very like I think there's a check fold, but they're gonna make me check call. See, I get upset. Check. Wow, Jack 10. I mean, yeah, he had us beat. I just, God, all right. All right, I'm going to start doing it now. I'm just going to start calling when I know I shouldn't, but no matter what. Here, I think, all right, honestly, God, I think this could be a good check back hand. You know, want to protect your checking range. So now he's taking a stab with all kinds of like nonsensey hands, you know, all the stuff that he 3-bet. I don't think it's an ace because the ace would have bet. Could he have pocket kings? And yes, sure. Definitely, I think he'd size up a little more because it's a double flush board. So I think we check call, and that's it. That's it, man.